Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for mid-June 2025. We are going to jump right in here. You have the Seahorse Spirit, says watch and wait. You have the Sandpiper Spirit, says be playful. I do think it's an amazing time for Leo to be more playful or to do more things that Leo enjoys, which is, what I think Leo should be doing is like having more fun, not taking things too seriously. It's a very serious time for Leo, or it's like, I think that Leo has been dealing with a very serious energy just in general. So I think like enjoying yourself more, doing more fun things with your life, all that other stuff would be very good for you. You do have the Tower, but like almost everyone has had the Tower in this set of readings. So I don't know. I wouldn't really worry about it. I think that, as I've said a million times before, I think between now and, 2033, there are going to be a lot of global tower moments. So we'll take a look and we'll see what it is. But also, one card does not make the reading. The reading is pretty good. You have very good cards here. So one card isn't going to make the reading terrible. You have the Four of Pentacles, the Empress, and the Ace of Wands. This is all coming up in your current general energies. The Four of Pentacles can definitely represent holding on too tightly to the past. And, one thing I will say is that you go from the Tower to the Two of Wands here. The Tower can represent like ignoring reality. The whole point of the Tower is that they've built those walls up around them too high and they're ignoring what's going on around them and they're not seeing reality for what it actually is. The Two of Wands is about leaving a comfort zone. I've been saying this to you for years, Leo, that it's time for you to like get out of any comfort zones that you have created for yourself. And, obviously, if you do that, you're going to give yourself more options. If you give yourself more options, then your life actually truly becomes more comfortable and it's not an illusion of a comfort zone. So I kind of feel like the Four of Pentacles, is just encouraging you to open up to, bigger and better things in your life. You have the Empress. The Empress, of course, says you're very attractive at this time. So if you want love, I would definitely get out there, Leo, for sure. I do feel that it is a time where Leo could really be attracting a lot of attention. So if you're hoping to attract attention or attract a person, definitely could be attracting a person here with the Empress energy. I also feel something about I don't know why, but I feel like good news on this card. I don't really look at the Empress as a card of news or receiving good news or anything, but I don't know. Again, I read intuitively. It's what's popping into my head. I feel like there could be news about abundance, for example, which would be great for you, Leo. So if you're doing anything to attract more abundance or to make more money or to build abundance or whatever, then that is definitely a possibility with the Empress card. I also feel that you could be very attractive at this time here, Leo, clearly. I mean, this has been coming up for you, but we have the Page of Cups, we have the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is the card of seduction, and it says that you could be very seductive at this time. So for those of you that are looking for love, I would definitely put yourself out there, get as much attention as you possibly can, because both of these cards, Empress and the Queen of Wands, are amazing for standing out. And if you do stand out and you get attention, then you will find love. You have the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands is out with the old and with the new. That could also be the Tower, by the way. The Tower is kind of out with the old and with the new. The castle in the background here on the Ace of Wands is crumbling. And so the Ace of Wands can, say that something from the past is basically dying or falling apart and something new is taking its place. And really, the Tower can basically represent the same thing. The thing with the Ace of Wands is we have to make sure that we keep this fire going, right? I always say Ace of Wands is one of my favorite cards. I think it's one of the best cards in the tarot because sometimes I think it's just that one thing we need to get motivated. It's like that spark of hope, that spark of inspiration. But we need to make sure to keep the momentum going. We have to keep putting wood on this fire. So if you're starting anything new, make sure that you keep it going, right? Keep giving it energy. Keep working on it, whatever it is. It could be like a new project, new relationship, new business, whatever. Keep it going. And if you do that, you will be happy that you did. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Hierophant. Yes, I don't know how many times you have to get the Hierophant with me. Apparently a million. But you always get the Hierophant. I think this is probably one thing that holds Leo back the most. Hierophant is like traditional beliefs. The problem with traditional beliefs is that we've had Neptune and Pisces, and Neptune and Pisces is a direct challenge to traditional belief. The problem I feel for Leo with this energy has been, and maybe will continue to be, that it's like based off your astrology, I think that there could be moments where you are thinking to yourself, like, the world should work this way, right? Or, my job, my boss should do this thing. Or people I work with should behave this way with me, right? And so that's where you're going to run into problems, Leo, is thinking that the world operates a certain way, right? And it doesn't, this isn't good or bad. It's just about realizing that not everybody is you. And I kind of feel like the more you can get comfortable with that idea that not everybody is going to do things the way that you would do things, the easier your life is going to be. I think that if you're sitting there and you're saying, I would do things this way, and so these people should do things this way, that then you're going to struggle. Then you're going to have a really hard time. With the Empress, you have the Six of Wands. Really good. Definitely could be a lot of attention and success coming in for you. Six of Wands is definitely a card of standing out, getting attention, receiving recognition. You have the Empress and the Queen of Wands, which, again, both cards are really good for you getting attention and standing out. So I would do whatever you can to continue to develop your attention on yourself. This could also be you getting recognition for work that you've already done. So if you've been doing work or working hard on something, I feel this could be you getting recognition for it. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Lovers. Definitely could be love coming in for those of you that want it. I mean, you have the Page of Cups, you have the Queen of Wands, the Six of Cups. Could be a soulmate coming in for those of you that want it. I would say that this is probably going to be something where there's a lot of desire with that Ace of Wands. So again, this could be, what I'm trying to spit out here is I feel like there's a lot of attraction probably on both sides. And I guess the good news about that is there's probably no guessing, It's obviously if you really like a person and you could tell that they really like you too, then you don't have to guess on, how it's going to go or whatever. So I think this is something that's probably pretty straightforward. Next, in the area of what is coming in for you, you have this Waxing Moon card. It says, what do you need to release? Yes, there is clearly something you need to release with that Tower card. You have this Disseminating Moon. It says time to breathe out. Yes, I think it is definitely a good time to take time for yourself. Actually, that card says take time to breathe out. And so I feel a lot of you, there could be some moments where you need to take a break, or maybe you should take a break. A couple other signs this month have had messages of needing a vacation. Even if you can't go on vacation, if you can just, do a staycation, or if you can take 5 minutes during a day to just hide in a closet and meditate or something like that, I would be taking some time for yourself so that you can probably think. I also do feel there's something clearly that you need to release, which we'll talk about when we get to the Tower. You have the Page of Cups, the Seven of Wands, and the Tower. I kind of do feel for some of you this could be a surprise person. I feel you could be surprised that this person is interested in you. So if you are looking for love, this definitely could be a person that you're interested in, but I just feel like you are surprised that they are also interested in you. So there you go. Clearly, this could be an admirer coming in for you here. This would be a very dreamy person. Page of Cups is usually an admirer, very dreamy. As in you could find them very, you could kind of, have fantasies about them or something. I'm not saying you're fantasizing about this person, but it's I don't know. I really, if I'm being honest, I have no clue what I'm trying to say right now, but it's kind of you have these fantasies about them. I guess I'll just stick with that. So, there could be a person like that coming in for you. I also feel outside of love, by the way, that if you have a dream, it's time for you to get to work. He has that fish in that cup on the Page of Cups, and I always say he needs to grab onto that fish and make sure it doesn't escape. That fish could easily hop into the water behind him and it could escape. So he needs to make sure that fish doesn't escape. You have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. Seven of Wands says when you know that something is for you, then it's for you. So with the Seven of Wands, we have to believe deep down inside that we can make something happen, and then we will make it happen. The other thing about the Seven of Wands, and I've been feeling this for you for a while, Leo, is that he has a shoe and a boot on here. And so sometimes I feel that he feels that he is not ready for something, but he actually is. So, the reason he has two different shoes on is because he had to rush out of his home to defend his position at the top of this hill. And the card itself kind of says that maybe he feels like he wasn't ready or he isn't ready to accomplish something, but really, the whole point of the card is that he is as ready as he's going to be. And I kind of feel that for you, that there will, as I always say, there will never be a perfect moment to do anything. That is kind of the challenge right now, like between now and like 2033, is that we all have to deal with this of like feeling like we're not ready. I mean, really, we're not. That's it. And anyone who does anything important between now and 2033, you're not going to feel ready. You're not going to feel like you have the resources to do it. You're not going to feel like you know what you're doing or, any of that. And I know that might sound uncomfortable, but that should make you comfortable because everybody's in the same boat, right? And I think that if you can get comfortable with that, you will accomplish a lot. You have the Tower. Again, there could be a surprise. Like, you could be finding out a person is interested in you or whatever, and that could be a surprise. I do feel like some of you have to let go of something that you've been holding on to with that Four of Pentacles. Again, it could be like a belief or a belief system or, something that you thought was true. And so, I don't really feel much here yet. We're going to clarify. We'll see what happens. Like I said, almost everyone has had the Tower. So it really wouldn't surprise me if there were more global Tower moments. With the Page of Cups, you have the Moon. So it could be a Pisces. I made a joke about Pisces because my brother is dating a Pisces. He's in the other room, right? So I have to whisper. But anyway, what I would say here is that, I made a joke about this in the last reading. Go watch the last reading if you want to hear it. But anyway, could be for others, it could just say that you're not sure about your love life. So, some of you could be kind of like unsure about the future of your love life. And I don't know. It doesn't really feel like much to me, so there you go. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Justice card. Justice is cause and effect, so justice is about paying attention to what's working, what's not working. I always say that, that I think this, for the rest of this year, really, and probably next year, we should all be paying attention to the evidence. Justice is straightforward evidence. If you do something, do you get a result? If the answer is yes, keep going. If the answer is no, stop, right? So, but this also goes for people. If we're dealing with people, if people say they can do something, they do it, great. Keep going with the relationship. And I'm not even just talking about love. I'm talking about everything. If they don't, then stop, right? So we really need to pay attention to like what's right in front of us at this time, evidence-wise, with everything. And that's what I would be doing with that card. With the Tower, you have the King of Pentacles. Yeah, King of Pentacles, card of conviction, right? Or convention. He is very conventional. He does things the same way over and over and over again, which could cause a Tower moment. Literally, the Tower is ignoring reality. One way to ignore reality is just to keep doing things that have always worked without actually checking if they still work or not. So what I would say is I kind of feel like the Tower is encouraging innovation for you, Leo. It's like saying, in work, in business, in love, if you're doing things the same way over and over and over again and you're not trying anything new, then you're stuck. And I feel the King of Pentacles is encouraging you to try new things, to try to accomplish, whatever in different ways. And if you do that, you will be very successful. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this never-ending story card and this fork in the road card. Yes, you have a choice to either continue living the same story that you've been living all along or to take the fork in the road and to move in a new direction. I think this is a choice that you've been kind of building up to here, Leo. I think that this is a choice that's becoming available to you that you've had to deal with for a long time. And so that's kind of like something I would pay attention to with these two cards. But I do feel like there is like a new direction, a new path that's like opening up to you. And I would just like pick the new path for sure with this energy. You have the Queen of Wands, the Two of Wands, and the Seven of Cups. The Queen of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. So the Queen of Wands, she really kind of like makes it happen, right? Anything that she wants to accomplish, anything she wants to do, she really goes for it. She also has this sunflower right here, and that sunflower points towards the sun. So the whole point of the Queen of Wands is that she moves towards the sun. And the sun is like her love, joy, happiness, peace, good feelings, things like that. And so I would make sure that you are moving towards good feelings or good things. And if you do that, I think you will be very successful and happy that you did. She also is the card of like learning as you go. So the whole point of the card is that she doesn't need to know all the answers. She doesn't need to know, exactly how things are going to work. And again, you have that Seven of Wands, which is like, Seven of Wands can say that you feel like you're not ready when you are. And again, the Queen of Wands, she would get started even if she wasn't ready, because she is perfectly comfortable learning as she goes. And I think that you need to get comfortable learning as you go. You have the Two of Wands. Yes, time to leave a comfort zone. Clearly, all your readings have been saying this for years. You have the Four of Pentacles as well. The Two of Wands, he's standing at the top of this castle, and his village is right here. So he needs to leave his village and step out into the world to have a new experience. So I think it's definitely time to like leave a comfort zone here, Leo, or to like step into the unknown. You have the Seven of Cups. I mean, it's like you cannot make this up. I feel like you get this all the time, but the Two of Wands with the Seven of Cups is variety. It says that to be successful in life, really, we need to experience variety. We need to experience different ways of doing things. We need to learn different ways of doing things. We have to innovate and try new things and experiment. And, both of these cards kind of represent doing that. You have the Seven of Cups. I think you need, like, part of me feels like you need to make your dream real. The Seven of Cups, he is dreaming. And he sees all these good things and bad things in these cups. But really, he isn't going to know how something is going to go until he brings it down to earth. So, in a lot of ways, the card itself can say it's time for you to bring your vision down to earth so that you can find out how it's actually going to go. Another thing here with the Seven of Cups is that, again, he's like dreaming of good things and bad things in those cups, but he doesn't know how it's going to go. So, if you have a dream, part of the problem for Leo might be that you're seeing both the good and the bad, but it's like you're not actually seeing if it's good or bad, if that makes sense. So I kind of feel like this card is saying that if you have a dream or something that you want, could be anything, that you need to go for it and you need to find out instead of just like thinking about it. That's the problem with the Seven of Cups. He's wasting a lot of time just thinking about how something is going to go instead of actually finding out how something is going to go. So, there you go. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Judgment card. That changes the Tower. Tower and Judgment is the most powerful combination in the tarot. These two cards together like this kind of represents like a major wake-up call or a major revelation or like a big light bulb moment or a big aha moment here, Leo. And a couple other fixed signs. I think it was Taurus last week or maybe had this combination as well. So this could be like a fixed sign thing. You really could be like waking up here or having like a big wake-up call in your life where you decide like, oh, I need to make a move or I need to take a leap of faith or something like that. With the Two of Wands, you have the Ace of Pentacles. Yes, there's nothing for you where you are, right? The Two of Wands says you have to step into the unknown. The Ace of Pentacles is like a big, scary new opportunity. I always say that the scary part of the Ace of Pentacles is it's just an opportunity that has potential. And potential means nothing. Potential is what you put in is what you're going to get out of the Ace of Pentacles. And yeah, I definitely feel there could be like a very solid connection or situation or something, like a big opportunity coming in for you this month. But you're going to have to like take it and invest in it. And by invest, I mean your time, your effort, your energy, your attention. But I think it'll be worth it. With the Seven of Cups, you have the Five of Pentacles. Yes, I think you need to believe you're good enough to do something. The Seven of Cups of the Five of Pentacles would say you are, Five of Pentacles says do not call attention to your weaknesses. You need to focus on your strengths. We have the Strength card, which is also your card right here, Leo. But, putting these cards together, it's basically saying that you need to stop focusing on all the reasons you can't have something. Because even if there's only one good reason that you should go for a dream, that is enough. That is more than enough for you to accomplish whatever the hell this is. So I think it's like you're looking at the bad things in the cup, your cups on the Seven of Cups. You're not looking at the good things. So focus on the good. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Lost card. It says, don't let a past setback define your future. Stay focused on your positive outcome as your thoughts and beliefs will directly affect your reality. I basically just said that. I'm a psychic or something, right? You have this Daydream card. It says, having your head in the clouds can be a source of great inspiration, but be careful when your fantasies become an escape from reality. Seven of Cups, right? So this is coming up in the good stuff. So obviously both of these are going to be good for you, Leo. But I would definitely stay focused. And again, I think it's time. I think the reading itself is saying it's time for you to live the dream. But to do that, you're going to have to actually like make the moves necessary to bring it down to earth. And, that's what I would do. I like with that Daydream card, it's a lock. I think you need to like lock your dream in. You need to say, this is what I want. and I'm going to go and I'm going to accomplish this right now, right? Whatever it is. And, I would really like lock it in with the universe right now. You have the Six of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Strength card. The Six of Cups can be a gift from the universe. Number one, it could be a soulmate, especially in the good stuff. So, if you're looking for love, you could really be attracting a soulmate. I feel like it's a new person, not a person from the past. The Six of Cups can also be a gift from the universe, and usually the gift we receive from the Six of Cups is a turnaround, meaning that before we get the card, we are bumping up against an obstacle, and then like after we get the card, the obstacle is being removed. So a lot of you could be like overcoming obstacles this month or removing obstacles this month. You have the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles can be like a big opportunity coming in for you. So if you are hoping for an opportunity, I feel like a lot of you could be getting an opportunity with the Ace of Pentacles. I also feel that this could be good news. Like I said at the beginning of the reading, there was something about that Empress. I was saying, like, I don't know, it's like good news or something coming in for you. This could be like, one thing that it could be is that if you have like been applying for jobs or something like that, this could be like good news with a job or, good news with an opportunity. So, it was kind of like popping into my head that way. You have the Strength card. Yes, I feel like you need to realize that you have the strength necessary to be very successful. So I feel like you need to like tap into your strength, or you need to use your strength at this time. Obviously, this is you. So whenever you show up as yourself, it kind of puts you in a position of power and strength and allows you to get what you want from the reading. So I feel a lot of you are, kind of like getting a lot from the world right now, or you could be getting a lot from your own inner strength at this time. With the Six of Cups, you have the Magician. You have attracted something, for sure. I think that really, the Judgment card can also say that you've asked for something. This is your higher self angel right here. And so is this right here on the Lovers. So if you have been asking for love, or if you have been asking for a connection, this could definitely be something you've been asking for coming in for you. I also always pull the card that the Magician is pointing towards. This card says walk away. It says what you're doing now isn't working for you, but are you willing to walk away and make room for something better? That is the whole entire reading. It basically says you have to upgrade. You have to upgrade your skills. You have to innovate. You have to do something new, right? With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Six of Swords. Yep, the Ace of Pentacles could be an opportunity that kind of moves you in a different direction. Six of Swords is moving on to calmer shores. This woman and the child in the boat, they are completely moving on to calmer shores. They are completely letting go of the past. So a lot of you could be like releasing something from the past so you can have something better, and that would definitely be good with this card. With the Strength card, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is a card of independence and gratitude and luxuries. So a lot of you could be attracting a lot of abundance, obviously. I mean, it's a very abundant reading, and there's like a lot of success here as well. But the Nine of Pentacles is the card of gratitude and luxuries. She gets what she wants because she is being grateful for what she has. And so I think practicing gratitude would be a really good idea for you. This is also an amazing card of focus, by the way, Leo. So like if you, staying focused on exactly what you want would be a good idea with that card for sure. There you go. You have this Jug card. It says lighthearted, carefree time. Yes, I think the best energy for Leo is to be lighthearted and carefree. Hierophant is caring too much and thinking that things have to fit a certain box, right? And I'm not criticizing you. I get it. I totally understand, Leo. But I think like the more flexible you can be with people, especially, I think the better with this energy. But I would also be more playful. You have this Tent card. It says temporary situation. Yeah, I think if you're dealing with anything, it could just be temporary. I also feel like some of you, there could actually be an opportunity in a temporary situation. Like as in, if you get like a temp job, for example, it could turn into something full time is what I'm getting. I feel like this is saying, don't be afraid of that. If all you can get is a temp job, you never know. You might be so good at it that they hire you full time. So, I would stay open to those types of opportunity. You have this Wealth card. Definitely could be making it rain. It's like raining coins on this card. So I feel that it could be an amazing time for you financially. The reading itself there's tons of abundant cards in this reading. So I feel very good about it. You have this broken bridge. It says unsuccessful outcome to a problem, probably the tower. I kind of feel like there are certain things, Leo, that just can't be fixed in your life. And like those are the things that you're going to have to release. You have this November card and this Tiger card. It says doing something risky, taking a chance. Yeah, between now and November, it makes perfect sense, by the way, because, basically we have eclipses. Eclipse season was between like March and September. But, November is pretty freaking close. So, I think a lot of you, between now and November, you could be taking a lot of risks. But I think it's a good time for risk for Leo. So I would definitely take those risks. But this looks pretty good, Leo. I like it. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your month.